Tonight, from the Beverly Hilton Hotel, welcome to the American Comedy Honors, honoring some of the men and women who have devoted their lives to making us laugh. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the host of our show, the star of Mego, Jonathan Lipnicki.
Please be seated. Everybody in TV wants to reach a younger audience. Well, here I am. Well, seriously, folks, it's great to be here tonight. But at my age, it's great to be out after dark. Now, ladies and gentlemen, David Hyde Pierce.
Before, after. Good evening, Jonathan. It's interesting that you're here hosting a show that you're too young to stay up and watch.
That's funny. Are you a comedian?
No, my child. I am the epitome of that artist known in the nomenclature of the sports world as a team player. I'm a functionary whose task is to unselfishly support the efforts of my fellow thespians, even at the expense of my own personal gratification.
Oh, yeah, second banana.
Well, more of a star in waiting.
Right. Second banana. See ya.
Good evening. Welcome to the American Comedy Honors, a program devoted to celebrating the careers of those people who have brought us unimaginable joy and unlimited laughs. Tonight we're honoring 6 great practitioners of the comedic arts, and I would just like to take this moment to say that I, for one, was tricked into coming here. You know, I got a call from the producer. He said, David, this is George Schlatter. I said, the copywriter on Mary Tyler Moore? He said, no, that's Murray Slaughter. So George Schlatter. He said, have you ever heard of the American Comedy Honors? And I said, heard of them, I've won them. And he said, no, that's the American Comedy Awards. This is the American Comedy Honors. And I said, from Washington, the ones from the Kennedy Center? He said, no, those are the Kennedy Center Honors. I said, well, where did the American Comedy Honors come from? He said, I made them up. And I said, well, okay, who's getting these honors? And he said, me, I'm giving them to myself. And I said, well, you can't make up an award and give it to yourself. And he said, I made Laugh In, I can do anything I want. I said, George, it's not going to work. This is what you should do. Give the comedy honor to me, and then next year I'll make up an award, and I'll give it to you. He said, David, that's brilliant. You don't know how I've longed to give you an American Comedy Honor. How can I ever thank you? And I said, oh, Murray, it's nothing. So I got a tux, I got a limo, I came down here, I went backstage, there was George, he said, David, I'm proud to hand you this American Comedy Honor. I said, thank you. He said, you're welcome. Now go out on stage and give it to Kelsey Grammer. I was tricked into being here, and the only reason that I'm going through with this charade is that actually it is a great honor, and actually, Kels, you deserve it. But before I give it to you, we're going to show you a little film, which is about your brilliant career, because most people know about your life only through what they read in the tabloids. And we thought it was time to set the record straight, and besides, as you know, the real thing is much scarier than anything they could come up with. So, there you are. Kelsey Grammer was born on February 21st, 1955 in the Virgin Islands. Even then, he was a swinger. Unlike other boys his age, Kelsey's happiest childhood moments were spent imitating Marlon Brando. That's him on the left. As Kelsey grew, so did his range of impersonations. John Barrymore, Flipper, Willem Dafoe, me, and the guy from the Irish Spring soap commercial, to name one. In 1975, Kelsey took his uncanny chameleon-like abilities to the professional stage, performing classic Shakespearean roles in regional theaters across America, as well as on Broadway. That's him on the right. And where do most classically trained Shakespearean actors end up? On soap operas, of course. Kelsey appeared on several. A consummate professional, he would actually hide in the shadows rather than risk missing a cue.
Alice, I told you, wait outside.
Perhaps it was these daily doses of neurosis, hysteria, and betrayal that led Kelsey to the psychiatrist's couch. But whatever the reason, in 1984, his most famous character was born, Dr. Frasier Crane.
Gentlemen!
Everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
Do you know that in soccer, when a player kicks at the ball, misses and falls down, it's now called a Frasier?
That could be a coincidence.
If he's knocked cold, it's called a Frasier Crane.
Everybody knows your name.
In the beginning, of course, I had a dead certainty that I was perfect to play this very strange human being who at first was not particularly lovable or designed to be. I thought the only way to have him be redeemed in any way was that he sincerely loved Diane.
When Diane left Sam and he started drinking again, he was filling the void that Diane left. And Diane filled her emptiness by toying with and destroying a man who's her cultural and intellectual superior in every way. Hello, Diane.
Hello, Frasier. You're looking well.
I'm feeling well. I'm happily married with a bright young son and a successful practice. But you know, what's most important, and I just realized at this moment, is I'm over you.
I'm glad.
There's absolutely nothing here anymore. I'm over you. You could be a total stranger for all I'm feeling. You could be ugly and gnarled and toothless without that shining hair, those dancing eyes, these graceful, supple limbs. Thank God I'm free.
Frasier, you're hurting me.
Well, you never hurt me, did you? Anyway, good to see you.
You know, I have a couple of favorite Cheers. Oddly enough, those are the ones that I was featured in primarily. I don't know why. For Frasier, the show, his responsibility on Cheers was what I call hit-and-run comedy. You know, get in, get out, and provide a more boisterous kind of energy, more of an absurdist contribution to that show.
I am running with scissors!
In the show, Frasier, his necessary definition is one of being more rooted, more of a foundation for the show.
They have got to move the bathroom closer to the studio. We'll be right back after these messages. Can I put that on tape?
What was your dream, Frasier?
Oh, all right. Starts out in a seedy motel room. I'm naked.
Interesting.
Yes, and then the shower turns off. And out from the bathroom steps a man. All right, go ahead. Let me have it.
Are you saying that now, or is that a quote from the dream?
David and I couldn't have asked for a better brother. I really couldn't have. It's almost as though we really are brothers. There is a hail fellow, well met kind of thing, a sort of a kindred spirit thing that we noticed right away. He's extraordinary.
Tell me you would have handled it differently, Frasier?
Oh, I'm sorry, Niles. I didn't realize you'd stop talking.
You haven't heard a word I said.
Oh, Niles, you're a psychiatrist. You know what it's like to listen to people prattling on endlessly about their mundane lives.
Touché. And on that subject, I heard your show today. what I think about pop psychiatry.
Yes, I know what you think about everything. When was the last time you had an unexpressed thought?
I'm having one now.
Yes, what is it?
No, I had a little chat with Tom in the kitchen, and he told me he's interested in pursuing a romantic relationship, but the object of his affections is not Daphne.
Damn, that Roz!
No. It's you.
Me? Well, that's impossible. Tom's not gay.
He seems to be under that impression.
What on earth could have made him think that I was interested in him? All I did was ask him if he was attached, and then we talked about the theater and men's fashions. Oh, my God.
It's just a love there that I actually didn't find until I grew up and chose a family rather than the one I was given. Except for Mom, of course. Mom's wonderful.
I know this is a stressful time and this is new for all of us, but I'm sure that soon we'll all be getting along swimmingly. Oh, 6 more weeks of winter, I see.
Oh, dear God.
Down, Eddie, down. Good boy, Eddie. Just get down. Good. Eddie, get down. Get down! Dad! I can't read my paper. Eddie's staring at me. Just ignore him. I'm trying to. I'm talking to the dog.
Look at him. He's humiliated.
Yeah, well, it doesn't help that bully upstairs keeps rubbing it in.
You tell him, boy.
Oh, for God's sake. I am trying to get some sleep. I asked you to keep that dog quiet, and instead you outfit him with a megaphone.
Hey, go ahead and throw it. He'll run and get it for you.
Stagger onward rejoicing. Yes, I have been staggering onward rejoicing. All the things I've been through in my whole life, I've always, somehow at the bottom of it, found a reason to be glad about it, to be joyous. And I think that helps keep me going.
This is Dr. Fraser Crane, reminding everyone that life is too short to dwell on every bump in the road. Try to take pleasure in the simple things. In short, eat a cookie.
Oh. Walnut. I broke a tooth. Oh, no, I don't go to the dentist. When they tell me I haven't flossed, my lips gonna get all fat, my life sucks.
Kelsey, I've learned a lot from you over the years about acting and comedy, but the most important thing I've learned is this. Yes, it's a job, and yes, it's a craft, but above all, it's a gift, and you have it in spades. Ladies and gentlemen, my colleague, my mentor, my brother, and my friend, Kelsey Grammer.
Thank you, David. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. There's the most striking thing I noticed in watching that piece was this character grew as a Frasier. My hair stopped growing completely. And it's just so sad, really, to see what happened to that boy I knew years ago. But I am nonetheless truly honored by this and by your presence here. And oddly enough, the last year of my life has been full of blessings and joy that I never imagined before. One of them is David.
Another is Peter and David and Rosie and Roz, Perry and Marshall and Jane and so many other people, and John and even Moose the dog. And chiefly, my greatest joy in life today is my new bride, Camille. And somebody asked me earlier tonight if I could imagine life getting much better, and the truth is I really can't. I hope it doesn't get any worse again, but if this is as good as it gets, this will be just fine. Thank you.
Coming up next, American Comedy Honors to Keenen Ivory Wayans, Candice Bergen, Roseanne, Cybil Shepherd, and of course, Tim Conway. Please welcome 4 of the 5 famous Wayans: Kim, Sean, Marlon, and Damon Wayans.
The next honoree is someone we've known ever since we were kids.
Some little brothers look up to their older brother as a source of wisdom, protection, and guidance.
We look to our big brother as a source of income.
Do you think it's easy being the little brother of Keenen Ivory Wayans?
It's a lot easier than being the little sister. Just think of the hand-me-downs I had to wear.
We have a very close family.
Hey, we had to be close. We had a big family in a small apartment.
There were so many Wayanses in our house, we had to eat in alphabetical order.
I feel sorry for my little brother Zachary. He never ate. Bonnie.
People ask if it was funny around our house. I guess so, because all the neighbors used to say that there's something funny going on at the Wayans house.
The first thing funny going on at our house was our older brother Keenen.
For years, Keenen told everybody that his idol was Richard Pryor.
Well, now we want the world to know who our idol is.
Richard Pryor.
No, really, it's our brother Keenen.
Keenen was a combination of like... Keenen. Keenen was a combination of like a second father and a brother. Whether he was a father, a brother, or just a neighborhood punk, he was always a friend and deserves tonight's honor.
We're delighted to host this very worthwhile show. What do you say, Tom?
That's right, Tom. In fact, we've written a very special song just for this show.
Well, let's kick it off, brother.
Shall we?
Problems and blacks seem to go hand in hand. Wherever they roam in this glorious land, we'll help them with customs, we'll help them with laws, and we'll try to solve all the problems they cause.
This is how the American television audience first got to know my big brother Keenen. And they learned what I've always known, that he's talented, he's brilliant, and he's very funny.
Well, let's get started, shall we?
I like to walk on the edge a little bit. And it's not offensive, it just walks on that line between funny and not so funny.
Well, Robin, last time you were here, you picked a man to go out with. Now you're back to tell us how it went. Let's say hello to Mike Tyson. What about you, Mike? What did you think of Robin?
Oh, well, Chuck, when I first saw Robin, I was ecstatic. I mean, she had this really tight dress on, you know, the kind with the push-up bra, and her breasts were like popping right out, like hit me right in the eye, you know? And as soon as I saw him, Chuck, I said, wow, I'm in love, you know?
Keenen was greatly influenced by Richard Pryor. Just as Richard used his own life in his stand-up routines, Keenen has always taken inspiration from his own personal experiences.
The majority of my act in stand-up are very painful situations that at the time was not funny, but in retrospect is very funny to me.
I want to bring my older brother out here to California, my brother Dwayne. He needs to come cool out a little bit, because, well, he's the kind of guy who finds racism in everything. Everything is racist in my brother. He got fired from his job at McDonald's, okay? He was sitting there, had the family sitting around the living room, he was pacing up and down, he was like, man, the white man.
You know, the white man's something else, y'all. I'm gonna tell you something, you better watch yourself. See, because the white man don't want to see you make it. That's right, they don't want to see you get ahead. They got a conspiracy out there. That's right, a conspiracy. And I'm like, where's this dude's head at? Does he think there's some secret organization sitting around going, okay, members, listen up. Now, there are too many black people making it in this country. They're making much too much progress. Now, let's see. We've got Malcolm X. We've got Martin Luther King. Dwayne. He's up for promotion at McDonald's. Stop him.
Keenen was also inspired by the black comedic actors of the early 1920s and 30s.
I get very offended when I hear people put down people like Stepin Fetchit, Manta and Moreland, all the comics of the past and actors and actresses of the past. You cannot judge a man by the standards of your society. You have to judge a man by the context of his time period. And they did the best that they could do, and I appreciate them. And no, I don't look at them as mammies, coons, and tragic mulattoes. No, pioneers.
Give it up. You'll never be a Stepin Fletcher. Never.
After losing his hair in 1986, Keenen co-wrote and starred with his friend Robert Townsend in the critically acclaimed film Hollywood Shuffle, a movie that took on current racial stereotypes.
Looking for me first? What's the Jerry girl? Yeah, how'd you guess?
Keenen established himself as a master of parody.
Master! Come on, those hats. Come on.
Wayne Evans. The Evans family.
No! Come on, man.
I ain't forgot that, Frank.
Hey, man, from the waist down, you're mine.
Now you afraid of dogs?
See, let's stop right there. Stop right there. I don't like dogs. I'm not afraid of them. Big difference.
Anyway, it says in here that if you sing James Brown songs, dogs will not attack.
Yeah, well, James Brown tried that with the state troopers, and you saw what happened to him. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Baby, 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 baby. Watch that. I got it. Oh! Baby, 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 baby. Watch it now. All right. All the dogs on the left. Oh, yeah, from side to side. All the dogs on the right go, ooh, ooh. Here we go. Ooh, ooh. Here we go.
And then, in 1990, Keenen became the driving creative force behind the television series In Living Color. The show featured several members of his family, his brothers Marlon and Sean, his sister Kim, and the most talented and handsome member of the Wayans family, me.
Welcome to the Homeboy Shopping Network. Yo, show 'em what we got. For all this stuff, man. It's like a warehouse sale. That's right, we got this. For your automotive needs, we got car phones, we got car stereos, we got car alarms. And if you act now, we could probably get the car. You know, we poke fun at a lot of groups here on Living Color, and we always get letters, people wondering, well, how do you decide which group you're gonna make fun of each week? So what I decided to do is show you what the process is, and with the help of the Fly Girls, we'll show you how we pick. Come on, ladies, help me out. Bring it out, Wheel. See, by spinning our little comedy wheel of race right here, it lets us see who we're gonna make fun of each week. So, Dean, let's give it a spin, huh?
You have to go to that edge to get the kind of laughter that I like to provoke in people.
It's pretty unbelievable. This seems to come up every week.
Keenen temporarily left television to write and star in more feature films, including the upcoming Ivory Way production, Most Wanted. But he recently returned to TV with his own late-night talk show.
I missed being on TV, I really did. I had to come back. I really did. I was trying to go do movies. I was trying to just chill, you know? But people kept messing up. Every time I turned on the news, somebody else was messing up. Think about it, the past 5 years, all the stuff, Hammer went broke. How'd that happen? Bought a house for $20 million in Oakland. You can buy all of Oakland for $20 million.
Now, let me tell you about Keenen. He had all those beautiful women around him working there and everything, right? And he would always say, Rosie, why don't you go out to this club with me? I'm like, okay, why don't you go out to this premiere with me? Okay, every time I would get there, there's another honey waiting for him.
Oh, no.
And I'm like,
How's she gonna bust me out like that?
That's true.
But you know, it's women always are attracted to guys who are taken. No? That's true. No, I'm reformed now. I'm on chill. I'm doing good.
They stop laughing, you've gone too far. And I've been fortunate not to have gone too far yet.
When you're in trouble, just call 911 and right to your doorstep the police will run. But if they should cuff you and give you a smack, it's because you're guilty, not because you're black.
Goodbye. Ladies and gentlemen, Keenen Ivory Wayans. Thank you very much. I just want to set the record straight. Damon lost his hair first. That was very funny. I kind of feel a little giddy tonight because I look over and I see all the people that kind of inspired me to do comedy and all of us. So, you know, it's a little overwhelming, but there was a guy who now is over at HBO named Chris Albrecht. He was a guy who actually discovered me and encouraged me to quit college. I can give his name out now because my mother stopped looking for him. And taught me to not come on stage wearing red pants and an afro picking my hair. And so I owe him a bit of thanks. And my manager, Eric Gold, who was there from the beginning. Yeah. My current partners, Planet 24 and Buena Vista Family for the new project that we're working on now. And of course, my family, who every project that I've done has been a family affair. And from the very beginning, they were there when I came up with my first jokes. They were the first people I told, and we all dreamed together, and good things happened for us. And the beauty of this award and being in the Museum of Radio and Television is that our entire family for generations to come can go. I hate when I I hate when I do that. I'm like the toughest guy till I gotta make a speech then. But I mean it, for generations to come, they'll be able to see what a family can do. And I thank them and thank you.
Next on the American Comedy Honors, a tribute to Candice Bergen by Larry King and Lily Tomlin. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Larry King.
Good evening. The American Comedy Honors was formed to acknowledge the contribution to our lives made by those talented people who have uplifted us so much with their gifts of laughter. All material, research, and pictures gathered for this program will be donated to the Museum of Television and Radio in New York and in Los Angeles, and they'll serve as part of a permanent collection for the study and appreciation of the art of comedy by by future generations. Our next honoree represents the second generation of one of the most famous names in comedy. She is the daughter of Edgar Bergen, who still ranks as one of our comedy icons. Her name is Candice Bergen, who is also known, loved, and feared as ace reporter Murphy Brown. And now, in the audience from Calumet City, a big surprise, she didn't know she was here, is the president of the Murphy Brown fan club. Say a few words, Judith Beasley. Judith Beasley, right here.
Well, thank you, Larry. And hi. My name, yes, is Judith Beasley, and I am from Calumet City, Illinois. And I'm sure that many of you here have been wondering who I am and how you got stuck with me at your table. When the producer called me and asked me to come and help honor you, Candice, naturally I was surprised. Then they told me they wanted me here because, unlike so many of you here tonight, I am a real person. And I am here to represent the millions of real people who are admiring fans of you, Candice, and of Murphy Brown. You are the fantasy woman I have always wanted me to be. And that goes double for my husband, Harold. Of course, Candice, you have such classic features, many of which, now that I see you up close, I'm sure you were born with. Oh, I relate to you in so many ways. Yes, I too love Motown songs, and I too can sing them in the same uptight, waspish manner. Ow! I feel good. Ow! I was also a reporter once back in Calumet City, and you might find it interesting, Candice, to learn that I was one of the first reporters to use the hidden camera technique. Of course, back then, cameras were so huge and so hard to hide, I had to pose as a major appliance delivery person. Anyway, it is a great honor, Candice, to announce the cyber chapter of the Murphy Brown Fan Club. We have our own website, www.murph.com. And I am the president of that chapter because your character, Murphy Brown, has empowered me. This inspiration came in handy last night when Harold tried to stop me from coming here. I remember when your dime lady thing came on TV, he had the nerve to say he thought that only hookers and lawyers charged by the minute. I was just steamed. And the final straw last night, he tried to hide my airline tickets in the Jell-O drawer. He didn't want me to come, I wanted to come. Hello, who won? Oh, I feel good. So you see, Candice, I owe you a great deal, especially when it comes to Harold. You proved to me that a liberated, intelligent woman can still lead a full and productive life, even though she has lived most of it in the same house with a dummy. And I hope you hear this, Harold, and I hope you're watching.
Part of the American Comedy Honors is to research the personal lives as well as the careers of the honorees. And sometimes, when you do that, you uncover aspects of their past which can lead you in directions you might not expect. Candice Bergen, Oscar-nominated film star, the recipient of 5 Emmys and 2 Golden Globes, and in the pivotal television role of Murphy Brown, an American icon and female role model. No! But there is a darker side to this multifaceted woman, a side that she has fought desperately to keep hidden from the public eye. It's now time for the world to learn the truth. Although this evening has been billed as a tribute in her honor, we are not here merely to sugarcoat candy. No, as with too much of anything that's sweet, deep down below lurks decay. Candice Bergen was born into a family of 3 in Beverly Hills, California. Her father, the famed ventriloquist Edgar Bergen, her mother, singer-performer Frances Bergen, and her half-brother, wise guy, Charlie McCarthy. From the very beginning, there was an air of tension and sibling rivalry in the Bergen home. Charlie McCarthy claimed no hard feelings when he was forced to give up his room for his newborn sister, yet he always refused to look her in the eye. It was something that would torment Candice for the rest of her life. Her mother, Frances Bergen, agreed to talk to our cameras and, for the first time ever, to air some of Charlie McCarthy's dirty miniature laundry.
Well, Charlie McCarthy had his own room. It was a stunning room. And this is what a real child came into the world to. Then, you know, magazines or whatever made such a fuss about. I mean, there were actual layouts done about Charlie McCarthy moves out of his room, thrown out of his room to make way for a baby sister. And when you think of it, it sounds pretty ridiculous, but that's the way it was.
But her parents were unaware of the depth of pain that her brother's rejection was causing. Whenever her father was in the room, Charlie would profess his undying love for Candice. But when left alone together, he had absolutely nothing to say. Even after the birth of her younger brother, Chris, Candice Patricia Bergen continued to be torn between two worlds. The need to be a natural woman and the insatiable desire, yes, to be loved by puppets.
Roger, we have two very special young guests. They're Candy Bergen and Melinda Marks.
Her closest friend during this time was Melinda Marks, another celebrity daughter also tormented by a puppet. A duck on a string that would descend on her every time she said the secret word. Together, they appeared on You Bet Your Life and raised $1,000 for the Girl Scouts.
You will play from a copy of the tune that is sharp, and you'll get all my applause. And that is simply because my honey and baby simply crazy about rap.
Candy's first professional experience was as a model, or as it's known in the trade, a clothes puppet.
She was in New York modeling at that time, and she was in the Old Colony restaurant for dinner, and Sidney Lumet spotted her. He was determined that she play a part in a film that he was making called The Group, and she did. We pretty much knew then, after that film was released, that she had something.
Well, is it my fault?
Over the next few years, she would play a dazzling array of fresh and vulnerable young women, but always, there was that monkey or rabbit or some other furry hand puppet on her back, and she would inevitably give in to the impulse to return to the world of her stepbrother, constantly seeking his unattainable love. Then in 1988, Candice discovered the character that would change her life. Murphy Brown, a smart, sexy, independent career woman who pulled all the strings. Murphy Brown was the voice of a liberal conscience in a conservative climate.
I don't know if you realize this, but we recently marked the 200th birthday of the First Amendment. Some birthday. Federal employees are being pressured to sign secrecy agreements so that they can't speak or write about their job without government approval. Doctors at federally funded clinics can no longer discuss the option of abortion with their patients. I'll just say, happy birthday, First Amendment.
Now I'm no longer down.
Throughout the years, Candice and Murphy had become one, a natural woman warrior fighting real-life battles in the two-dimensional world of television.
'Cause you make me feel.
All right, you caught me.
Oh, Murphy, what am I going to do with you?
Give me a neck pillow and send me to Europe?
We just can't go on this way. You think I don't deserve any respect? You think I don't have any good ideas? You think I don't see your reflection in the glass?
You son of a bitch! You man! You did this! You're the other man! I'm taking you with me!
I ain't finding anything. At this stage, the mother may be restless or irritable. Maintain eye contact while providing encouragement. Murph, You're doing very well. And it won't be much longer now.
How would you know sperm for brains? Help me over and get this kid out of me. Use a scalpel. Use a pocket knife. Use a rotten, stinking melon baller if you have to. Just do it.
Here's some ice chips, Murphy.
Screw the ice chips, Corky. You're a woman. You gotta help me. Smother me with the pillow. Do it for sisterhood. Do it for Betty Friedan. Kill me now.
She's going to blow!
At the height of her success came the final insult.
Hello, I'm Murphy Brown Bear.
Not even her Emmy Award-winning role was safe from puppets.
Do you like being a reporter?
Oh, yes. I've wanted to be a reporter ever since I was a very little girl. Especially after I saw Edward R. Murrow's legendary report accusing Joseph McCarthy of misleading the public as to the domestic threats of communism. Excuse me, Kelpo, I believe I was talking.
You talk a lot.
Yeah, well, that's what reporters are paid to do.
Ha! Then you must make a fortune.
Actually, I became a reporter to serve the public good.
Actually, I became a reporter to save the public.
You know, that's very cute, but it's not nice to mimic someone.
It's not nice to mimic someone. Knock it off! Knock it up!
Hey, you're hurting my friend!
Oh, I knew we should have gotten Barbara Walters. I'm a respected journalist.
Can I do that again? I can do that better. I know I can do that.
It was through her character, Murphy Brown, that Candice finally gained the courage to reveal to the world that she was more than just a puppet like her stepbrother, Charlie McCarthy. No, Candice had always strived to be a natural woman, like her idol, the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin.
But you're the key to my peace of mind. You make me feel. You make me.
Now listen, you deserve those Emmys, every one of them that you got. But don't show up at the Grammys.
Finally, free to be herself, Candice revealed the depth of her humanity and the universal feeling of a wife and mother in one brilliant moment of television history.
Just a few words to let the kid know who you are.
And when my soul was in the lost and found, how you came along to claim it. I didn't know just what was wrong with me till your kiss helped me name it. Now I'm no longer doubtful of what I'm living for. And if I make you happy, I don't need to do more. 'Cause you make me feel. You make me feel. You make me feel like a natural woman.
There ain't no way to follow that, ladies and gentlemen, Candice Bergen.
I'm having a good time, George. Larry, thank you for that wonderful, revealing to all of America portrait of my deep, dark, lifelong struggle with puppets. And Lily, I'm forever grateful. Every week with you is a privilege. I'm going to skip the next part because I don't feel like insulting Larry. especially grateful for this honor because, as you can see from the video, I have had a long and often unrequited love of comedy. But the bottom line is that all my life I had wanted to do this. I never thought I would get the opportunity. And the fact that for 9 years I have been able to do this and to work with the people I've had the privilege of working with have been the happiest years of my life. Growing up, I was surrounded by people who knew comedy inside and out. Not only my father, but his friends who were comic geniuses like Jack Benny, Groucho Marx, and George Burns. And I learned what a serious business comedy was and how hard they worked at their craft. I also learned that there are few feelings as satisfying and as joyful as making an audience laugh. And I've learned that comedy is never created in a vacuum. Every laugh that I get can be traced to the writers, actors, directors, and crew people who have contributed their enormous talents and to whom I am forever grateful. And to be able to act and to break bagels with people like Lily Tomlin, Faith Ford, Charlie Kimbrough, Joe Regal Buto, and Grant Shaw, well, that's where the joyful part comes in. After tonight, the clips that you see of Kelsey, Roseanne, Keenen, Cybil, Tim, and myself will become part of the archives right alongside Dad and Charlie's work at the Museum of Television and Radio. I think that if you raise a child with a ventriloquist's dummy as her brother, there's a pretty good chance she'll end up in an institution. And I can't think of a better one than that. So thank you very much. Good night.
Next on the American Comedy Honors, tributes to Roseanne, Cybil, and Tim. Conway, that is. Ladies and gentlemen, from Suddenly Susan, Kathy Griffin.
Hello. Oh, thank God I'm not backstage anymore. Lipnicki was all over me. He's a tiger. I was like, I'm seeing someone. All right. And now for the Roseanne portion of our show. Roseanne, a star so famous, she only needs one name. Fortunately, you can't say it on television. Even on Fox. All right. As you can tell, I'm a stand-up comic, and I'm killing. Anyway, and now I get to be on a sitcom, and lots of other comics get to be on sitcoms now, all because the road was paved by Roseanne and the success of her show. She was the first one to go right from the clubs into starring on her own sitcom. You talk about pushing the envelope. Well, Roseanne not only pushed it, she opened it and dumped the contents out onto America's lap. Roseanne took chances, and here are a couple of the chances she took. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin Mull and Fred Willard.
Thank you. With courage and conviction, Roseanne has broken with tradition and torn away many of the barriers and taboos that have sterilized television programs for so many years.
Amen, Martin, and I'm proud to say that a great example of that would have to be the marriage of our two characters on her show.
That's right, Scott and Leon, husband and husband.
So far as we know, it was the first televised marriage of an openly homosexual couple.
That's right. And just to clarify, of course, Fred is referring to the characters, not to ourselves.
Oh, no. Martin and I are straight as arrows, wives, kids, the whole 9 yards.
That's right. It's called acting, folks. And I hope it's not tooting our own horns too much, I guess, to mention that a lot of people did comment on how sensitively and compassionately our characters were portrayed.
Yes. Well, it wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't. The characterization, you know, it's hard enough to understand a woman, let alone a woman with a penis. Oh, boy. Rosie, without your guidance, support, and love, we would never have had the wonderful work
that we are now so obviously out of. Thank you.
I never get out of the house. I film all the time. I never do anything fun. I'm a housewife. I hate that word. I prefer to be called domestic goddess.
Roseanne is known as an outspoken, irreverent, in-your-face, take-no-prisoners performer to whom honesty and uncompromising integrity mean everything. Roseanne's inner child is regularly beaten up by her inner juvenile delinquent. She relishes her outlandish reputation as much as she enjoys creating it. She did things and talked about things that had never been dealt with on television before, and she got away with it for 3 simple reasons: talent, talent, and talent. From a very early age, Roseanne charted a specific course to follow and has achieved every one of her goals.
Good God, I'm getting me a ton of plastic surgery, I swear to God. I get one of them nose jobs, and I'm gonna get a tummy tuck and a ton of liposuction.
Honey, I like you just the way you are.
Well, that don't matter to me, because I'm dumping you for some parasitic pig. Then I'm gonna lose him for some young guy that's really buff. And then
Never having seen the Hollywood sign, Roseanne moved to Georgetown, Colorado by mistake, where she married Bill Pentland, a proven mistake, and became a mom, a common mistake. After a decade of changing diapers, Roseanne searched all over Denver comedy clubs for others who wet themselves. And they did until she was extradited to Los Angeles for outrageous, unseemly, and brilliantly funny stand-up only befitting a star. Roseanne was spotted at the Comedy Store by a large man with a beard who put her on national television for the first time.
the worst thing, though, is when the husbands, they think that the wife knows where everything is. I hate that. Huh? Like, they think the uterus is a tracking device.
A Tonight Show talent scout then booked Roseanne so he could claim to have discovered her, until the HBO executive who also claims to have discovered her gave Roseanne her own special.
You ever put those maxi pads on adhesive side up? Yeah, makes you cranky, don't it? But anyway, well, back to me.
Immediately following her HBO special, network executives jumped at the chance to make Roseanne a sitcom series star. Mr. and Mrs. Connor lived for 9 years in marital bliss, and that doesn't even include syndication.
Putting in a bid on a drywall job. Great money if I get it.
You're not gonna get it.
Be a lot of guys bidding.
And they're all better than you, I bet.
Hey, I'm pretty good.
You are not.
Yes, I am.
You're not either.
I am the best.
You're the worst.
I am the drywall master of the universe.
You stand on the end of the board. I'll jump on it and shoot you in the air, okay? Ready?
Ready. Freeze right there. What did I tell you about killing your brother in the living room? Damn.
She hit me! I caught him peeking at me getting dressed.
Hey, I told you to cut that out.
Told me to stop peeking at Betty.
Well, he's got me there, darling.
What's going on? Well, now a little pervert's peeking at me. Why? Darlene called me a prevert.
No, you're not a prevert, honey. You're a pervert. Your dad and I were wondering how come you don't want to kiss that girl in the play.
Is it because she's black?
Well, you'll be mad if I say yes.
No, we won't.
Yes, we will. I didn't raise you to be some little bigot.
I just don't want to kiss her.
Hey, black people are just like us. They're every bit as good as us, and any people who don't think so is just a bunch of banjo-picking, cousin-dating, barefoot embarrassments to respectable white trash like us.
As in real life, Roseanne's character often jerked people out of their comfort zone by tackling subjects such as abortion, unemployment, drugs, racism, Dan can't find his car keys, and of course, there was the kiss.
I was thinking that too, but next time, let's leave the wives at home. You read my mind. Huh?
In spite of Roseanne's busy schedule, she has appeared in many television specials.
You know, there are a lot of people here tonight talking about how they patterned their career after you. I didn't. I patterned my life after you. You beat somebody up, I beat somebody up. You tell somebody they're fired, I tell somebody they're fired. You paid lots of alimony, I paid lots of alimony.
In addition to performing in thousands of hours of network television, Roseanne has also appeared in 5 motion pictures. And whether she's acting, writing, producing, or directing, Roseanne's many personalities are always seen in her.
I directed the Halloween episode, on my show.
Oh.
What's your favorite thing about directing?
Well, I think I really like.
You know what I like? I like that you can just yell at a bunch of people all the time for no reason. Don't you like that?
Yes, that's an interesting part.
And I like that you get to wear those headphones, and then so you can yell at people that you can't even see. It's amazing.
Right, that's good too. I think what I like about it is just the idea of starting a project and finishing it, and that real sense of completion and accomplishment you get from doing the whole thing. I really like that part of it.
I just kind of like the yelling at people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good part of it too.
Since the show Roseanne has ended its 9-year reign, the woman Roseanne has not slowed down one bit. She has been on Broadway starring as the funniest wicked witch that ever hit the land of Oz.
What have you done, you horrible little brat? What have you done to my head? I hate you! I'm melting!
Audiences will be able to see Roseanne daily when she stars in her own talk show starting next fall. Roseanne has also found time to really make her life complete by marrying her 3rd husband, Ben Thomas, reuniting with her 1st child, giving birth to her 5th child, and most importantly, becoming really, really rich.
You guys want to hear how much money I make?
This mega mom has come a long way from a trailer park in Denver. She has survived car crashes, censors, network executives, gossip columnists, and divorce attorneys, and made the airways safe for strong-willed women. Recognition for all that and more has been abundant, with Roseanne winning the Peabody, the coveted Emmy, 3 Humanitas Awards, 2 Golden Globes, 6 People's Choice Awards, and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
So when I was 3 years old, I used to have these fantasies that someday I would come to Hollywood and I'd have my own show, and of course it'd be called Roseanne, and all these little 3-year-old fantasies, but they all seem to come true, and I'm very thankful for that. And I would like to thank most of all my great fans, and I love you all, and I'm glad that y'all came. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Roseanne.
I just want to say before I accept and everything, I thought that this was the best dinner we've ever had at one of these kind of things. What about that meat? That meat was awesome. I have never had such tender meat. Because usually all we get is that really dried up chicken stuff with a slice of ham and Swiss cheese, right? I was just very impressed. And I'd like to, first of all, thank George Schlatter, who is the person who discovered me. In 1985, and for 12 years I've been working with George, and I've done about, 100 of these kind of things with George. So that's been a big $500 coming my way. And I would like to thank some people from my past. I'd like to thank my first ex-husband and the father of 3 of my children, Bill Pentland, for support in the past, and for my sister, Geraldine Barr, support from the past. Just want to say that. I'd like to also, most of all, thank my 5 children who think I'm the funniest person on earth, which is really about the most awesome present you could give to your parent, because all my children are like excessively, brilliantly funny. So their opinion, of course, when they laugh at me, that makes me happier than anything else, because that makes parents feel really good. I'd also like to thank my husband, Ben Thomas, who couldn't be here tonight because he's racing trucks in the desert. He's not Jewish. I'd like to thank other people like my manager, Jeff Wald, my rabbi, Philip Berg, and his wife, Karen Berg, my lawyers, all Jews, by the way, and I'd like to thank the 35 lesbians in Denver that came to all of my shows way back in 1980 and cheered me on. I'd like to thank my best friend, Alan Steven, who I've known since 1980, who came to Denver when I was a comic and they weren't letting me on stage because I was a girl and girls weren't funny. And Alan said, hey, you ought to put that chick on. She's funnier than all of you, which was pretty cool for a guy, you know. And here it is, like 17 years later, and Alan has been the head writer on my show for the last 2 years. And it was quite a stressful job. Alan got cancer while he was doing that. And this is what an awesome person he is and how much I care for him, because he actually put off his cancer surgery until the end of my season, which, I mean, I love you. And, but I want to say that, you know, I've had this tabloid kind of life, like you all know, and everything. I've had weird things in my life that everybody knows about or thinks they do or whatever. And so I want to say that if anything that I've gone through or talked about has inspired anybody out there, that makes me feel real happy, like that, so, you know, the bad things were worthwhile. And to everybody everywhere, I'd like to leave you with this thought, something that I know, and I want to say tonight, is that God never God never closes a door without opening another. Thank you for letting me say that, and thank you for this.
When we return, Peter Bogdanovich will present an American Comedy honor to Cybil Shepherd. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the award-winning director, Peter Bogdanovich.
From the beginning, Cybil always knew how to make me scream with laughter. See, Cybil and I lived together for 9 years in the 70s. And in the middle of it, the press was down on us at a certain time. And Cary Grant called me up on the phone. He said, Peter, for God's sake, stop telling people you're in love, will you? And stop telling people you're happy. I said, why, Cary? He said, because they're not happy and they're not in love. Oh, I said, geez, I thought the whole world loves a lover. Well, think again, it's not true, buddy, so shut up. Well, fortunately, Cary was not right, because the whole world does love Cybil at least once a week. Maybe she had to get a little older and a little wiser. She's still beautiful. They sure do love her now, and here's just some of the reasons why. Cybil is voluptuous.
I'll show you where the close-up's gonna be. We're ready for our close-up, Mr. DeMille.
Cybil is vulnerable.
Freeze, you mothers! This isn't the Clint Eastwood audition, is it? Sorry, wrong room. Kitchy, kitchy.
Cybil is...
Big pain in the ass. Yeah, well, I've got news for you, pal. Even when I have something to do, I'm a great big pain in the ass. Ask anybody.
Even as 1968's Model of the Year, Cybil was a paradox personified. There's always been a pranksterish hint of mischief in her smile, a smoky sunset in her gaze, and a cream pie and seltzer bottle attitude in her strut. Following her modeling career, Cybil quickly built up an impressive list of film credits, including The Heartbreak Kid with Charles Grodin, Chances Are with Robert Downey Jr. She played the flirtatious leading role in Daisy Miller, Taxi Driver with Albert Brooks and Robert De Niro, Long Last Love with Burt Reynolds, and of course her first film, which I directed her, The Last Picture Show.
Oh, what's the matter? Aren't you gonna do it?
I don't know what's wrong.
That tickles. You know I can't stand to be tickled.
I don't know. Something's happened.
Well, get off a minute, for goodness sake. You might fall and mash me.
In 1985, Cybil's star was lit up by a shaft of moonlight when she starred with Bruce Willis in Moonlighting, which was nominated for 42 Emmys and 9 Golden Globes.
How can you sleep at a time like this?
Well, judging from the position of the Big Dipper, I'd say it's way past my bedtime.
I wish I was at home, under the covers warm and dry.
Look, eventually you and me are gonna bunny hop out of here.
I'm scared.
Well, I can't say that I blame you. Let's sing.
Huh?
Come blow your horn, start celebrating, life is wait. What was that?
I don't know. Over here!
Yo, little help!
Help!
Hey! Oh no, go away!
Don't forget behind the ears.
Will you stop it?
David, I know that look. Tell him I'm not a fire hydrant.
She ain't no fire hydrant.
Guess I can be one scary bitch when I wanna. Loving one who loves you.
Cybil is a woman's woman and a man's woman. She's a sexy Tennessee belle who could just as easily bake a cake and lick the icing out of the bowl as jump out of a cake and get the icing licked off of her. Enter Cybill Sheridan, the star of the series, born in 1995, a struggling actress who, like her namesake, is not just another pretty face. Cybill constantly reminds the women of this country that it's okay to be over 40.
You're a grandmother? You're so young.
Really? You think so?
It's okay to be oversexed.
I had a sex drive of 10 men. Truck drivers.
And it's okay to be overfed.
Does my head look big to you? Wait a minute. My head's fine. It's on the wrong body. Where's my legs? Where's my breasts? Where's my butt? Looks like somebody let all the air out of me. All right, let's add some curves.
What's that?
I don't know. Is this an ad for shoes or SeaWorld? I'm just kidding. Make it bigger. Come on, keep going. Big is beautiful.
Cybil, as much fun as this is it going to make any difference? I mean, when they replace this billboard, they're just going to use somebody else's head.
I know that, but it makes a difference to me. And it'll make a difference to every woman that sees this billboard. It's a lie. Just like my first magazine cover. My magazine cover was all retouched. Nobody could look that good. And now my face on this billboard is telling women that they can't be fabulous in their 40s unless they haven't eaten since their 20s. Don't even get me started on breasts. You get your breasts done, and they're stuck way up high in this position. But when they're natural, they're so much more versatile. You can wear them up, you can wear them down. Side to side. Round and round.
Can you throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier?
I tell you, this premenopause is something else. 1 minute I'm freezing. The next minute I'm burning up. No one told me these hot flashes were going to be so hot.
Well, I, for one, find them highly amusing. Have another one.
I know there are a lot of people who are really uncomfortable talking about this, but I'll tell you one thing, Marianne. No way am I becoming invisible when the wolf whistles stop. I am going to become one loud, brassy, in-your-face menopause mama!
We're seated in the non-stripping section.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cybill's acting career may have begun with the Last Picture Show, but there's still no telling where it will end.
Oh, no. The Last Picture Ho. So?
Look at the hoe.
Whoa. I'm the hoe.
In spite of being the glamorous spokesperson for women in their prime, Cybil has always been willing to go to any length for a laugh.
This is not in the script. My heart. I can't breathe.
Can I get some garlic bread?
Ladies and gentlemen, Cybill Shepherd.
So honored to be here to receive this honor in such company. And I have to just thank the company I'm in. Thank you so much. I'm so excited that my fellow cast members are here. Alan Rosenberg, Tim Maculin, Danny Masterson, Audra Lindley. Thank you so much for being here. I'd like to thank just the most wonderful writing staff in the world, Bob Meyer, Alan Ball, Linda Wallum, and the rest who have been so brilliant, because that's really why I'm up here now. I mean, if it wasn't on the page, if you didn't give me that funny and real and wonderful stuff, I wouldn't be able to be up here tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you, Judy Hoffman, my manager, sitting right down here, because she really continues to be a tough and righteous fighter for me. She's really hung in there. Thank you, Judy. CBS and Carsey Werner, thanks for continuing to give me the opportunity to learn over and over again that no one is the absolute arbiter of what is funny. Thanks to everyone I've ever known. Thanks for encouraging me, for discouraging me, for being mean to me, to being wonderful to me, and all these incredible experiences that have made it possible for me to do this semi-autobiographical show. I'd like to thank my family because for being there and being so understanding and the many times that I couldn't be there. And thank you all tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Coming up next, a long-awaited chance for Carol Burnett and Harvey Korman to get even with Tim Conway. Ladies and gentlemen, from Saturday Night Live, Molly Shannon.
Before Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield had their notorious fight, the most famous ear on television belonged to Miss Carol Burnett. I was a little girl growing up in Cleveland, Ohio, and to me, Carol Burnett was just everything I ever wanted to be. She was my idol. She was glamorous, she was outrageous, she was funny, and she just seemed to be having like the best time of anyone on television. And at the end of each show, Carol would tug on her ear to let her grandmother know that everything was all right. And for many years, everything was all right. Then along came the man that we are honoring here this evening. His name is Tim Conway. And once he arrived, things were never the same. When Carol performed a sketch, she would never break character. Tim, on the other hand, never met a character he wouldn't break. To tell us more about the clown prince of comedy, here is the queen, Miss Carol Burnett. In 19
1975, Conway became a member of our show and our family, and moments later, the word dysfunctional was born. I worked with him 5 days a week, which left 2 for my therapy, and it was never enough. I just had to look at that face, calm, collected, intelligent, and wise, knowing that in no way reflected what was going on in Conway's mind. How can anyone who looks so sweet be such a little devil? What turns a human being into something like a Tim Conway? Perhaps this will explain. Tim Conway was actually born Tom Conway on December 15th, 1933 in Willoughby, Ohio. As a young boy, Tom, or Tim, as he became known, quickly gained a reputation as a cut-up, a scamp, a rascal, the class clown. But Tom knew that he was more, much more than that. To prove it, he went into the service. But we won the war anyway. A short time later, young Ensign Conway left the military to pursue a career in comedy. Oddly enough, Tim found himself almost immediately back in the military, co-starring in McHale's Navy. But this time his goof-ups were received much more warmly and helped keep the show on the air for 6 hilarious years.
Man all batteries, evacuate all civilians!
Gee, I love that kind of talk.
Tim soon became a frequent and favorite guest on every comedy variety show on television.
Well, it's been a few years, John Smith, since they had your head on the chopping block. How you been getting along?
Real fine, Dan. Real fine here at the reservation, you know. As a matter of fact, the Indians even have a little name for me now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they call me Running Chicken.
And Pocahontas?
Yes, I do.
Tim enjoyed great success co-starring in television and films, and over the years, he's also had 4 TV series of his own. It didn't take long for Hollywood to discover that Tim's personality was big enough for the big screen.
Got that message? Better send it off to the yard and let them know we're here.
Stay tuned as Carol Burnett and Harvey Korman look back at some fabulously funny moments with Tim Conway. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Carol Burnett.
There's one man here tonight who has especially enjoyed the pleasure of Tim's company, although they were never officially a team. I think many of the things they've done together would rank with the best of Laurel and Hardy, Abbott and Costello, and Martin and Lewis. His name is Harvey Korman.
Thank you, Carol. Astonishing agility, timing, versatility. In fact, Vincent Canby of the New York Times once kindly called him the greatest sketch comedian in the English-speaking world, no less. But tonight is not about me. Obviously. It's about this little guy here, Tim, who has brought happiness into every home in America, with the possible exception of his own. But that's the way it is in this business, you know. It's a trade-off. There are no free lunches. So tonight, Tim, I want to congratulate you. I would like to urge you, along with the rest of the people here this evening, the people watching on television, to give up this crazy idea of retirement. I know your health has been frail, don't quite retain the dialogue anymore. I know you don't have an agent, but you're still signed up with some of the guilds, aren't you? So I would invite all the producers, directors here and watching, please, let's not trash this treasure too quickly. Thank you.
Thank you, Harvey. I'm sure that Harvey will agree, won't you, when I say that working with Conway is like doing a high wire act, but without the wire. It was crazy, it was fun, it was really live, and above all, it was Conway.
I'm drunk! It's not working! I need oxygen! I need oxygen! Hurry! Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation! It's the only way!
Where are you from? Okay, Novocaine. Here we are, Novocaine. Take a firm hold of the hypodermic needle. Right. There'll be a little bit of pain, and then numbness will set in. Get right to it. I'll just give you a little shot here. I'll be right with you. I know. Everybody got the plan worked out again. All right, come on, hurry up. We only got about 7.5 minutes. I don't want anybody to recognize me. No? You know this? There. All right, go. That's good, Slick. Yeah. All right, now here. My nose has got a run. Can't see it. Come on, will you, Slick? Hey. Here, I'll hold it. My tongue. There. Hurry up. Come on, we got about 6.5. Hey. For a mastermind, you're pretty stupid. Huh? Yes, sir. Come on, Tompkins. Yes, now, where's that map? Well, sir, I tattooed it on my tummy. You took the secret map and you tattooed it on your stomach? Yes, sir. What will you do if the Germans capture you? 26 million men in the war, and I have to end up with you. All right, let's look at that map. All right, sir. All right, I think we'll... All right, now, is there a cannonball in there? Yes, sir. You put it in there yourself. All right, so this time I'll go around to their left flank. Right, sir. I'll fire 2 shots in the air, and then you... What? Got it? That's it. All right, company! Hey, Shots, right? Fire open. Sir, we got that... Right, sir, but I don't have a... But I don't have a...
I was at this freak show one time and I saw these Siamese elephants. There was a joint at the end of their trunks like that. And this trainer would make them stand up on their back feet like that, and it had their trunks stretched like that. Then this little monkey had come out. Walk out there and dance a merengue right out there. Kind of felt sorry for them. They couldn't go like the other elephants when they go. All they could do is just low and go. Norkin. One that sneezes, the other's eyes get real big.
Go on, Mama. You sure that little ass through yet?
Every week, what a joy it was to work with Tim Conway.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and good morning. When George Schlatter called me, he said, we're doing a tribute to you, and we just cannot do the show without you. We know your body of work, and we just want to put it all together, put it in the museum, and it's just essential that you be on the show. Would you please be on the show? And I said, I'd be delighted, George. When are you taping? And he said, tonight. So, I'd like to thank my wife, who still makes me laugh. A wonderful Italian lady from New Jersey. I wasn't allowed to eat this evening because, as you know, we had a very unhealthy meal, sure. I was only allowed to eat the vegetables. My wife has me on a diet where I'm only allowed to eat roughage. And so it's, you know, the lettuce and the shredded wheat and the bran and the hay and the straw and everything. I've eaten so much roughage that I'm beginning to pass wicker furniture, which... So... just little chairs, you know, it's not like a big thing. But, I'd like to thank my kids. They're doing so well now that we have, actually my wife and I have taken the ATM window out of the front of our house. a big year for us, really has. I would like to thank this lovely lady who gave me 11 of the most wonderful years in the business. I mean, it was just marvelous working with her. And, of course, the nicest gift when the show went off, she gave me custody of Harvey. So I have him in a little tin hut up on the hill up there. He thinks he lives in Beverly Hills. Little monkey strapped to his leg. But the nice thing about this business, I would have been satisfied just meeting most of you people, and to have the opportunity to work with some of the people in this business, the creative people, the people on the crews and things, it's just, you can't beat it. I wouldn't change a minute of it. And it sounds like it won't be here next time, will it? But you look real good towards the end. You got good color, right? Anyway, but again, thank you, my dear. Thank you, wonderful people, and thank you for the decisions. Thank you.
The American Comedy Honors will continue in a moment.
Jonathan, did you enjoy the show?
I slept like a baby.
We'll see you next year on the Jonathan Lipnicki Honors.
Drive carefully. Goodbye.